From Peoria, Illinois,
We have a lot of stressors around us and still feel empowered.
to Houston, Texas.
I have curves. I'm powerful. I'm within my own body.
Our lingerie collection, designed for all body types and for women of all ages.
There's not a lot of Black designers in this industry.
Making her own way around the world.
I just did New York Fashion Week.
The owner and founder of Delisa Rose.
It's really showing a lot of the intimacy within myself.
This is An Intimate Night with Delisa Rose, a podcast for every woman, or anyone who wants to know them.
Finally, there's something for us, right?
On this episode, we're going shopping, and frankly, this one is for the men. Listen up, guys, because Qui's going to quiz us about what we do and don't know when it comes to buying lingerie. Why does it make it so nervous? Welcome to this edition, and Qui, welcome to you. And I'm nervous just having this conversation. What is it about men buying lingerie? We've got the holidays coming up, so it's a perfect time to talk about it.
Oh, you guys are nervous to buy lingerie? You guys love lingerie. Honestly,
We love it on women, but we don't know what the process is. It's like,
yeah. And that could be the nervous part because you don't know what the process is like. Like I mentioned in a prior episode, I believe episode 2. So go check that out, guys. Men often get nervous because they don't know if they're going to pick what the woman desires or what she likes. Is always about what the men like. When women wear lingerie, we wear it for the men, So the nervous part might come in many ways. It could be because of the sizing. It can go from the wrong color or his own taste, or style, what he prefers, something like that, right? Imagine you going into, say, or Delisa Rose or shopping online and you're buying something for your significant other and she hates it. That's nerve-wracking, right? There's so many choices too, Bill.
yeah.
There's like so many styles. There's
No, I know.
There's two pieces there.
You're telling me? I mean, it's like, and it's crazy. And to go into a store, into a brick and mortar store as a single man, it just feels creepy.
It's not even as a single man. if it's a single man, yeah, it probably would be creepy.
Well, no, I mean, as a man alone going in, or if you go with a bunch of buddies, it's super creepy. I mean, if like 5 guys show up,
I think it's
to buy lingerie.
Honestly, I think it's sexy, and I think it's confidence that a man would go into a lingerie store and speak to one of the associates or whoever's on the floor and can get advice on what looks good on their significant other. What do you have in the store? The first thing they will ask him, they will consult that man and ask, well, what is she into? What is this color? They will have him do a touch test, you know what I mean? And look at different ranges from silks to laces, maybe even down to chiffon, and kind of ease the nerves of him picking out a nice piece. And another thing too, it just depends on the occasion. Right? So if it's like for an anniversary or a Christmas gift or, say Valentine, which is coming up, by the way.
Well, all the holidays are coming up.
All the holidays are coming up.
I mean, it's the Christmas or whatever you celebrate at the end of the year, and it's Valentine's. I can imagine some people doing it for President's Day. But the important thing is, what are the questions men need to ask? Consider this like lingerie for dummies, because I'm perfectly suited to that role. What should we be asking about? Like you just mentioned, for example, chiffon versus satin versus silk. I wouldn't have thought any of those felt differently at all, but they do.
They do. And those are the questions you need to be asking. And we're going to ask, like, what's her size? What does she typically wear? Right. So you have to ask yourself, what does she typically wear? If she's a lady that likes to lounge and have lounge wear on all the time, maybe she has some uncomfortable body parts that she doesn't want to show, or maybe she's a little bit more modest. It doesn't have to be the other in or the other, but pick something that she's comfortable with, and asking the right question will help guide to picking the perfect lingerie for her.
What about sizes? If I know my wife or my girlfriend's dress size, is that going to help me with lingerie, or do I need to know specific, bra size, cup size, all of that stuff?
Oh God, that's a good question. And I'll be honest, not all men know that. You're not gonna just ask, hey, what's your cup size?
Well,
Especially
I've been married for almost 30 years and I don't know Mrs. McCuddy's cup size.
see? So you have to be more engaging. You have to visualize what you're used to seeing her wearing and determine that size. I would say there's so many special tools out there, like size charts being one, or looking at the actual mannequin with the bra on, right? If you are going into the store, will kind
Right.
of help engage into looking at her size. Now, you say if she's a bigger cup, the bigger, the harder of determining that size, because it goes from the bust and then the width of the bra, right? So she could be too wide or too narrow at the bridge area of the bust area. So
Right.
the size does matter. And I think that as experts, as designers, we do tend to focus more on the cup when we're, creating or buying or delivering lingerie. It's so important because that's the mark we miss the most. Even we don't always get it right because it's just hard to get. So don't feel bad, men, if you don't get the cup. But another suggestion I would add, if you don't want to get her a cup, just get her a bra or a set with no wire, no underwire. And, that way she's safe, and then the breasts can just sit, the boobs can
Oh,
sit.
there's underwire. You're boggling my mind now. There's all these choices. I think a
There
silk
are.
robe is the way to go. I think if it's you
Yeah.
were talking earlier about somebody being not comfortable in their own body in some parts, and you might not even know that maybe something that's unisized, like well, not unisized, but one size, it would work, like like a sequin
Yeah.
robe or something, some kind of a, I don't know. Are there a lot of those, and are they sexy?
That's a perfect choice. I mean, because you can glam up a robe, or you can just make it a basic sit around robe. And robes are so flattering, especially on those days where you just want to get up out your bed and, and cover up with something warm, or you want to just lounge in something or walk around, let's say, in something more girly with some embellishments on it, like, say, feathers, for example. And the robe is sheer with feather trimming going around the arm part of the robe. So the man can really, to go all out with a robe and never miss, because you're right. It's kind of act like a one size fit all type of garment. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it protects, and, she will love him more for it because
What
it's
if I pick something too sexy? What if she opens the box and says, "What do you think I am?" Yeah, I don't like. Is there a line after which women can be offended by something that's like? I mean, you mentioned that it's for men, but you have to wear it, so I want you
You
to be
know,
comfortable in it
this
too.
this is interesting because if I was a modest woman, and I say this just as an example because I can do both, I can be modest and sexy, and my man never see me in, say, something too sexy, as you just mentioned, and he brings a sexy, three-piece set. And when I'm talking about three-piece set, I mean a bra, a garter belt, and a thong. And I'm never really showing my backside. You could take that offensive, or you can take it as he has a fantasy in his mind that he wants to see. And he felt comfortable enough to buy this particular garment from the lingerie section, that he admires her body type to be in it. Right. So it's not something where you can say too sexy. It really comes down to the man knowing if his woman is going to feel comfortable or not in something more sexy or more revealing, if she's a modest woman.
This podcast is brought to you in part by Delisa Rose, your luxury lingerie destination, featuring in-house signature collections and other beautiful designs from around the world. Lingerie for every woman, many made to order with a nod to her engineering background. All shapes, all sizes. More at DelisaRoseLuxuryLingerie.com.
Is most lingerie returnable
Yes.
as long as it hasn't been worn or
Right.
washed?
We do have some, clauses and some things
And that's
that
true anywhere in stores on all the websites.
I would say so. Yeah. But for me, I think because we're bespoke, We're more a bespoke, made to order brand. I do offer, changes within the made to order process, but if it's been worn, they cannot return it.
Okay.
No.
And does it have to be black? I mean, or white, or
That's the safe one
what's
because
the black is the safest color, you think?
yeah, I think because not only does it look flattering, it's always a good statement piece, regardless of what type of, if it's a chemise or a bodysuit or three-piece set or a robe. It's something that makes a woman feel a little bit more elegant. It is elegant, and it's, I wouldn't say it's color because it's not considered a color. It's a statement, and I think black is a safe color or statement to piece to select for your woman because it'll make her also feel slim. If you are having some, body uncomfortableness, you will feel slim and black. Black makes you look a little bit smaller. So I think that's great.
On the other hand, if one of your fantasies, and I'm going deep now, is to have your wife wear these things underneath her regular clothes out for dinner, let's say, then we're talking about white or a more neutral color, right?
Yeah, or if you're getting married. But we are seeing more lingerie outside the bedroom, right? Which Delisa Rose does specialize in. And I do create pieces that women could feel safe. And so, fellas, if you are concerned with your woman not being as acceptable as what you would pick from the store, we can always get her in something more comfortable where she can feel safe and build her confidence up and make it a fashion statement now, and then translate that back into the bedroom.
It is about confidence, isn't it? It's about feeling comfortable in your own, whether it's your lingerie or anyone's, and then how it makes you feel. And I guess when I go shopping, I'm not sure how I would express that to a salesperson. I'm not sure what I would say about what my wife would want to feel like in this. You know what I mean?
You would say, okay, you know what? I want to see her in something more, colorful. I want to see if she would go for the change, like her mood, and maybe she can wear some pastels. Pastels are a little bit more softer and flowy and or flirty, sorry, and they give off a nice, cool energy, regardless of if it was too sexy. Just the color alone would brighten her mood. So if you go into the store, you can play on color as your choice to kind of pivot.
Do that online as well. I wonder when you're reading copy on a website, are some fabrics considered more comfortable? What should men lean into as far as comfort's concerned?
I would say silk.
Silk.
Silk is a very comfortable fabric. Of course, chiffon is a very comfortable fabric, but if it's just something where we're lounging in, we would say cotton, of course, nylon, spandex.
There's cotton lingerie?
Yeah.
Really?
Yes.
Okay. Or a combination of things.
Just at some underwear or the pajamas.
Right. Mm-hmm. Right. The traditional stuff that you think.
The traditional stuff. Yeah.
But as a rule, you can't go wrong with silk.
Oh no, you can never go wrong with silk or chiffon. For me, those are the best two fabrics, or sheer. I would say sheers are more. It's specific to that type of person or woman. But the average woman likes to be comfortable. The fashion lingerie that you see in today's market is just for photos, Bill. They're not.
It's not for sleeping. It's not for waking up the next day.
All right. They're taking it off and putting on their robe, as you described earlier.
But you make morning after lingerie. It's comfortable all night long.
Yes, I make transferable pieces in and out the house. Yeah. That's what I specialize in. And I love that because the main fabric that I use is lace, right? But I don't pick laces that are I like them to be mixed in with different types of, materials because it's soft. And I want it to feel good to the skin. So if they wanted to sleep in it, they can, and still be comfortable.
Men, if this is the first time listening, you're getting advice from an aerospace engineer who has an incredible company on the side, and so this is professional advice you're getting here.
Yeah.
And for me, the takeaway is a black silk robe is probably the easiest, most bulletproof lingerie for dummies choice this holiday season.
Yes, it's the safest. So stop now, Bill. Go ahead and go on DelisaRoseLuxuryLingerie.com, fellas, and shop away. We're running a 70% sale for Black Friday and also to the end of the year for our Christmas sale. So watch out for that.
All good advice. And the woman who really can stuff a stocking with stockings. Thanks for all this advice. And I feel less nervous about going shopping now for lingerie.
Good. We achieved what we needed to then.